Hi guys, it's Dr. Werner from MyHealth Centre, and today we've got an exciting new guest on set with us, Potgieter, and he will be sharing on their product that is unique in the market and one of a kind, I believe.
Thank you very much, Dr. Werner. My name's Potgieter. I represent the brand FulviAct. It's a proudly South African product manufactured in Stellenbosch in a GMP facility and non-scheduled complementary nappy coated product that is available in all your key pharmacies and your retail pharmacies in South Africa.
Yeah, so Colleen, if you can explain more to us, what is FulviAct and why is it so good?
Awesome. Thanks for the opportunity, guys. I think the most important and critical message we want to bring across to the South African market, and be it any patient out there, because everybody do get sick, even us. The critical part of our product is obviously the unique active, and I would sort of not move away from the word active, but rather call it a group of organic acids. That is what really brought this active to the fore. And it was found by accident way back in Stellenbosch when they were actually looking for a different isolate, and they put plant sugar, carbohydrate, plant sugar, boereplaassuiker. They put that in the incinerator, and then they pushed the temperature too high. And Prof. Dr. Jacques Snyman, if I'm allowed to use his name, that was head of immunopharmacology at Tuks, Pretoria University. He was involved in that specific research that was sort of a dumbstruck situation because it blew up the incinerator. And Stefan, who's the owner of Fulvimet in Stellenbosch, actually said, you know what, we better have a look at what isolate we might have come across here by accident. And interesting enough, when they did the research, they found that this active or combination of organic acids had such medicinal quality that they had to put label to it, So we are fortunate to have launched this FulviAct range. And back to the question, Dr. Werner, about the active, what makes it so unique is if you go back to nature, it's the easy way to look at it. Where plant and animal die, that dark soil that we see in the ground is, everybody or any body can call it what they want to. It could be compost, it could be manure, it could be anything like that. But also in the medical field, we do call it fulvic acid. And fulvic acid is what it comes down to. Rich with oxygen, rich with its own minerals and vitamins, loaded with its own antimicrobials, which basically boils down to antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, anti-inflammatory in an organic world. So it's natural, but organic. And for that reason, we are super excited because it's not seen as a threat or intruder to your body. It merely takes care of your general well-being, and your food, your body actually receives it as a food, as a supplementation and not necessarily medicine. So we're not concerned about side effects or any obscure, sort of thing that you can contract because of using this product. You can't overuse, you can't abuse. It's absolutely unbelievable. And actually believable because we've got the research.
So Colleen, if I understand correctly, the first part of the of let's say the spectrum of benefits, and help me right if I'm not if I'm wrong. So the first is minerals and basic amino acids that your body use.
Yes.
And we know your body use the minerals and the basic amino acids to produce new cells and recover and regenerate.
Absolutely.
So that's the first thing. Then the second thing you mentioned, it's antimicrobial.
Yes.
So that means antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral.
Yes.
Okay.
And anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
And what makes this product or this active combination of organic acids so unique and effective is that the research actually showed that when you take this active, and obviously if you buy one of our 23 different line items, you haven't bought everything, because every single product line item is uniquely formulated and tested to be not just effective but safe. And that from the age of 1, we always talk about or refer to cradle to grave because it's for everybody's use, together with your chronic meds, regardless from what walk of life or health, what is your current health status. And what makes it so unique, Dr. Werner, is also the fact that when you take our active in one of our supplements, systemic options like syrups and capsules that we do sell in the market space, when you take those products on a daily basis or in an acute phase of whatever you might be experiencing or want to prevent, so prophylactically, or in treatment, where you use our product either on its own as a standalone or in combination therapy with scripted medicines, you find that this product actually assists. Hey?
Maybe just say that new sentence again. You'll find that this product.
You'll find that this product actually assists when used as a standalone on its own effectively, or in adjunctive therapy, which means in combination therapy where there's a scripted medication that was obviously prescribed by a GP or by a specialist, that when you use them in combination, you actually get a superior outcome. And what makes that unique also is that the research showed, done at Pretoria University, that our active actually assists in optimizing your your vitamins and minerals absorption, which is crazy because these days the food we eat doesn't give us the supplementation that we need just for general well-being. So we need to assist, and that's where our product of FulviAct really comes in handy.
Right. So guys, I'm hoping you catch this. So it gives your body what it needs, it kills what your body needs to get killed, and it helps your vitamins and mineral uptakes apart from the meds, your foods.
Yes.
I mean, and there's no side effects. This is the stuff that gets me excited. And then secondly, so you've got capsules and syrups.
Yes.
Do you have topical?
Yes,
skin,
doctor.
what?
I think the message we would like to bring across as well is critical that when you do acute or chronic or maintenance, like you do maintenance on a car, you need to do maintenance on your body. And by doing the maintenance on your body, you're going to actually take something systemic, which is capsules or syrups, and apply something. So drink and apply. So the apply could be anything from our throat spray, our mouthwash, our nasal spray, which all contains this unique active and other unique subconstituents or subactives then. And there's topical applications like you just mentioned, doctor. I mean, we've got a topical gel in more than one unique packaging or size, depending on your severity of your condition. We have got a water-based spray with the same active, which is a larger content of the active or combination of the active within a 30 or 50 ml then container that you can apply as a water-based spray. And then we also have creams, but all of them are uniquely the same though different, because you will not use a gel on a large infected area. You might rather use the water-based spray with that active. And then the cream option you won't apply on a broken skin necessarily, unless it's baby bump, where they might struggle with a thrush or whatever. But in unique treatments, you're going to go with what is best for that patient's optimum outcome of their treatment, whether acute, chronic, or in maintenance phase.
Yeah, so it's amazing. Getting to some of the results I've been seeing the last 4 years in practice with this product, and again, this isn't statements being made. This is what I've observed. With wound treatment, using this your Vulvic products, we use the systemic one and then we use the topical. So you've got best of both worlds. You actually have the meds in your system, in your bloodstream, moving through the body and supplying every area. Where there's blood, the meds will go. and that's everywhere. On top of that, you've got the topical application for let's say, for instance, leg ulcers that we had many of. The combination of those two, using systemically and topically, we've seen amazing results.
Yes.
We actually have some cases of this where there's a patient that already had set in gangrene and they wanted to amputate the legs.
Yeah.
We went on the product for 4 months with a few different other treatments to get the infection in control in combination with the FulviAct, and
Wow.
that patient didn't lose a leg or foot, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, it's
So the results on your products are truly amazing.
Thank you, Doctor. I really appreciate that, and thanks for sharing those details with us. Because best practice, each one teach one. If you know about conditions that's been successfully treated, taking in mind that compliance is always critical. If a patient doesn't comply, doesn't matter what you take, you're gonna not have the magic happening. The magic happens when you do the right thing at the right time, even when nobody's watching. So the dosages are minute compared to some medicines that you might be taking out there. The result is really believable because we've seen it, we've shared it, and it's just going wild. It's like a wildfire because people really need answers. We are running out of ideas. There's no more new product coming around, new molecules in the chemical environment. And these days, it's all about personal care. Your own health is critical these days because of the cost factor that also, becomes a problem, especially after COVID. And to know that we've got a product that can put you right up there at optimum health and maintain that health so that when you do fall ill, you really do not crash and burn. Your body is ready and able to fight back immediately, and your immunity is something to be smiled about because it's really there. You see the rapid recoveries and in treatment, the rapid response with patients when they comply. But yeah, I think something we need to take into account is that because we've got so many options of applications and the drink and apply option, and with or without scripted products, it really makes it exciting when you see a condition, skin condition, or even systemic conditions. I'm not talking chronic conditions. Our product might aid in some of those treatments, but for your general well-being, but I'm not going to make any statements to say that our product's going to replace any chronic meds, for sure not. But definitely in combination, we've seen the results, and you need to try. The proof is in the pudding. The facts don't lie, like Prof. Dr. Jacques Snyman alluded to one day on a YouTube chat with regards to CHDFA, which is our active carbohydrate-derived fulvic acid. And this is patented active, so nobody can just go about and make a copy of the product that is available. Therefore, we know that the product is immaculate, and what makes us fantastic is not just the GMP facility, but from the GMP facility, the product goes directly into the pharmaceutical distribution channel. And for that reason, the temperature control, batch-to-batch consistency, the quality is immaculate, and it is top notch.
Can I ask a question here? What is you've mentioned it before, but what is a GMP facility?
Good question. Can I answer?
Yeah, goed.
I thought it's got something to do with finances, but it's good manufacturing distribution. So GMD, good manufacturing distribution. So, GMP, good manufacturing plant. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's what it is. So it's the laboratory. I say to people, we do not manufacture our product in a garage. It's nowhere close to unstable ground. There is such controls. We need to have certification every 5 years. We do not own this laboratory, but we've got access to the final product and the raw material via this laboratory. So we're not hands-on. It's a one-arm arrangement that we have, that we are a key supplier in this world of CHDFA.
So Gulain, getting just back to the immune system, to give you guys some feedback on that, again, what I've seen in practice over the last 4 years with their product. The patients that come in with chronic bladder infections or urinary tract infections, most of the time female, and the only way currently known to fight this is being on a type of antibiotic to kill the bacteria. Now, we all know by now, I think it's a fact, again, my opinion, antibiotics has become so strong because actually, if you don't know this, bacteria builds a resistance to every time it gets into contact with this antibiotic. So that means over the last 50, 40 years, the bacteria has been becoming stronger and stronger and stronger to the meds we use, which in turn we need to keep up with that killing phase. So we need to stay 2 steps ahead, which means this side is safe, that's dangerous. We're moving, as the years go by, we're moving to that side. So we definitely at a space, I believe, where we can't have chronic antibiotics anymore, for instance, like a bladder infection. And that's what I've been seeing in the practice. Patients coming in, drinking antibiotics, it sets their immune system back because it's so strong now. It affects their stomach, probiotics. So in general, trying to fight a UTI, that patient over 4 to 6 months actually loses health in other parts of their bodies where they basically become chronic upper respiratory infection. If there's basically a bug going around, I've seen some of these patients, they catch it. When they're on the antibiotics, that's fine. It works with the respiratory, it works with the bladder. As soon as they get off it, because they can't stay on it, it's too strong.
Absolutely.
I've seen amazing results with these products where we take them off the antibiotics or where they're on that break, where the 2 weeks or 10 days are done and the bladder infection, I wouldn't say subsided, but that's under control again. It's not cleared up. We've put them on their products. For instance, their FulviAct UTC. It's an effervescent tablet. The patient takes 1-3 times a day, and it tastes like cool drink. So they use that 3 times a day, and then we put them on the capsule for the following month or 2. And in this time period, on your meds, they actually, we sort out the urinary tract infection. It doesn't come back. We sort it out and prevent it. And in this prevention phase, with being said, all the vitamins, the minerals, with your absorption rate, we actually build their immune system.
Absolutely.
Where they're back to normal again. And that's something that isn't available in the market. In I would say in the conventional chemical range. And we're not against chemicals. There's a space and time for everything. For this specific instance, we cannot have chronic antibiotics. With this product, we can take chronically, basically, or permanently, say for up to 6 months. And where you get off it, your problem is solved, but your body is actually stronger than starting with it.
Wow.
I think that's amazing results.
That's amazing. Thanks for that testimony.
Yeah.
I've heard so many people. I mean, I've got patients because I'm wearing my clothes. I'm branded in my FulviAct gear. When I'm in a pharmacy, I get these old tunnies. They come straight up to me. Go product vac. So and they're not shy about it, and they will tell you every bit of detail. So the burn in the urine is gone after 2 days. That's what I'm hearing, and it's like a virus spreading. There's good news. And I think just to add to what Dr. Werner said now, because our product is organic and natural, but organic, snake poison is also natural. So don't assume all things natural are safe. Ours is organic, and for that reason, your body doesn't see it as a threat or intruder. And for that reason, it goes about its job to assist, treat, and possibly assist in healing in such a soft, kind way to your body that your body, or even the pathogens, those viruses and bacteria and fungi, they don't respond to our product in a violent way by causing resistance. And I mean, that's why we can advocate, antibiotic stewardship. You only use it when need be. Mm-hmm. I had a testimony the other day where a lady in the pharmacy, she's a pharmacy assistant, she cracked up, she started crying, And she testified to me that her mom had some severe case with her bladder, or not bladder, with her kidneys. And that they got to the point, like Dr. Werner mentioned now, where no more antibiotics could be given. It was to the point of becoming toxic. And she took her mom off this medication with the assistance of their GP, and insisted, I won't even say suggested or recommended, she insisted that her mom go onto our UTC. It's FulviAct UTC for urinary tract care, like doctor said, the effervescent option, and then there's a capsule option. And she said, but within a week, her mom had full function of her kidneys back. And I mean, that coming out of another person's mouth without even asking for that was something so humbling to hear about your product. And I mean, that's why this is like it's just like the good message, it's just a platform where you can bless people to assist them in their general well-being and health. Other products that we've seen a massive success on is obviously with this option of throat spray, mouthwash, nasal spray, because you do find that most patients, when they walk into a pharmacy or into a doctor's practice, or when they walk into a health shop, their first concern is virus, or not concern. They normally have got a viral infection going. That's the start up to what could potentially go very south and have you end up in hospital. So critically important is that when 80 or 90% of patients walk into a facility where they're desperate, possibly desperate for help with their health, they're in a viral phase, and our product can assist in that area. Then if it's moved across into potential infections where there's, the bacterial side of things, then our product, as we've heard now from the testimonies, can potentially assist in also treating and killing off those bacterial strains. Not to mention the fungus and the inflammation at the site of infection is always there. But most of those patients, obviously, I always make this joke, I say, when you wake up in the morning and your heartbeat is 10 more than yesterday morning and you're not in love, you got something coming on. So then you need to get to the doctor, or you need to get to your pharmacist or your friendly healthcare provider. And very important then to get going, especially on this range of products that are available without prescription and do get reimbursed by most medical aids, possibly not the key care ones, but your middle to top class medical aids where there's a fund available for over-the-counter meds, they will reimburse. So I think that's a critical thing to mention, as finance can be an issue, financial ability, and that's why we can cover all walks of life, I'm talking from the poorest to the richest. The lower LSM, higher LSM, we are across the board available at competitive price. Not I won't use the word cheap, because cheap is not what we use in our space in the market. Less expensive or competitively priced, but definitely not a product that you will turn away from because it's too expensive, not by a long shot. And if you can get onto the product early, it possibly could mean that you would not have to go for necessarily a consultation that might be a financial burden even further. So if you start early, I coach my customers, especially at the pharmacies and the health shops, and with I can't say doctors because that's a lie. It would be pharmacy and health shops that coach your patients to come in early. Start early. If you detect something is off, come in. Let's start you early so that we can not procrastinate and delay and cause more financial burden and more frustration with potential side effect when you start going on to many products to treat a condition.
Yeah, I agree. That's something I teach in the practice as well. Tell the people, when you start feeling sick, come. Then I'll give you a little bit of meds. We can
Yes.
see what's going on, and we can prevent it. Prevention is always easier than curing.
Absolutely.
Again, just coming to the vital part you mentioned, myself personally, with the lockdown phase 2020 and 2021, this was actually the only product I was using full time for 2 years.
Wow.
And we worked with a lot of COVID patients, a lot of sick people in this time, and we didn't contract COVID ourselves.
Wow.
So I can't tell you it's just this, but I'm telling you I was using just this, and I didn't get sick. Even when I had contact within a meter, touching a patient, there's no way we didn't have contact with it.
Yeah, for sure.
2 years, I had no side effects, I had no issues, I had no lowered immune, stomach problems, gut problems, bloating from killing the good bacteria. So again, just something I picked up on over the last period working with you guys.
Yes. Thank you for that, Doctor. I think critical to that testimony in the time of COVID, it's again, taking the responsible step in doing self-treatment and self-care in a time where contact with even your healthcare provider was difficult. Also, the main product in our range, I can't really say main, but our one of our top sellers, purely because the product is really systemic, something unique, also contains not just that unique active of fulvic acids or organic acids. They also contain selenium and zinc, which was a top seller in COVID times.
Yeah.
And that within one product, I mean, you save money and you put your life first.
And that's exactly why I was only using that. It contains everything
That you needed.
that we needed. So yeah, it was great.
Yes.
And my thinking goes with this, and I just want to share. And a lot of people don't realize it, but behind the chemical industry, pharmaceutical industry, there has been placed over the last 100 years billions and billions and billions of dollars in developing, researching, and everything, where the natural side or alternative side
Yes.
hasn't been developed. Where I would say where that space is at 1,000%. I think the natural side is not even to 100.
Yeah.
And this is where these new products and new innovation, we're putting all that resources, and that's what we at MyHealth are focusing to do and aiming, to putting all that resources, time, energy, money, everything into developing alternative. And we will be seeing in the next few years again,
Yes.
loads of products that become better and better and actually have better results and safer than what's currently on the market available as that field progresses and develops. That's the only reason where people say, yeah, but I've tried natural stuff, it's very slow or it didn't work. It's because of that. It's not been developed.
Yes.
And we're getting to products like this. I'm super excited because the time and effort has been placed in it. I would say the research,
Yes.
the science behind it. It's not just guessing like a GMP facility. It's a lab set up to make the highest quality possible meds. You can't do anything less in terms of quality because you'll lose your registration. So we know that meds is I would say top medical quality.
Yeah.
And that's where the alternative and natural space guys are saying, no, we're making our own meds. It's actually in the garage or low quality facilities where we get to stuff like this where people are pumping money into this time, effort.
Yes.
We're getting crazy results on meds without the side effects and just overall great response. So I'm super excited for the next few years with these type of products.
I'm right there with you, Doctor, but I must say what brings me now to another point. We've always been advocating managing your medicines responsibly. Now we're going to advocate possibly the opposite. Because our product is so safe, unique, and effective to not just assist, but potentially treat and support, in the long term. We find now that when you've got a patient in front of you at a cubicle in a pharmacy, that you most likely will only talk to that patient with regards to their own script or their own condition or what medicine they're allowed to take or not take according to the script. Now with this product of ours, the FulviAct range, you actually have one patient in front of you, you actually addressing their direct family, their extended family, their community, their friends, their colleagues, and word of mouth is the advocator. And if a product works, well, then it works. I don't have to convince nobody. The product does it because Dr. Werner has experienced it. I've experienced it firsthand with the results we've seen over the last 8 years. And believe you me, I don't get phone calls with side effects or bad experiences. Yes, fulvic acid or carbohydrate-derived fulvic acid has got an acidic undertone. So when you take the systemic, we have tried to mask that flavor purely because we've got some flavorants in there, which, by the way, is to the point where it's still safe for diabetics or all chronic patients for that matter. And I can tell you that the response has been unreal when it comes to this product. So the proof lies in the pudding, and then that word of mouth does the hard yard for us to make sure that people do get to share this product's success, not just with us, but also with their direct family and friends and peers. It makes it super exciting. So I'm with you there, Doctor. I think we have only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
What is coming is going to be an absolute blessing because it's an open mine of information that's now being researched.
Yeah, and like I've discussed the other day, I think with all the stuff we're facing, new types of diseases, I mean, the just the fact that, let's take cancer, that's almost affecting every household, where 40, 50 years ago it wasn't that common.
Yeah.
So our lifestyle and everything has so changed from a normal, natural, what it's intended for, and being healthy. The tools and current stuff we have available, I don't think contains the answers anymore. We need to think out of the box for the out of the box stuff we're facing, and this is now with this, where I think we're not going to maybe get the cures for these type of diseases and conditions of what is available or the methods we're currently facing. We need to think of new method, new ways, and that's how we'll actually defeat these new problems we have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's very exciting.
Great stuff.
What's your opinion, Marco?
My opinion is I'm taking notes as you guys are talking.
You're going to the pharmacy. You've got stock.
I find it very interesting because now you're talking about re-educating people.
Yeah.
Because as much I was thinking when you were talking about how so much money has been put into the pharmaceutical industry, I mean, this is just my thinking. It could be paranoia, but I think there's a thread of truth to it. I think there's a lot of research that's done, but the research is done in order to prove a point about, say, this product.
Yes.
It's to back it up so that no one can kind of deny it, and pharmaceutical companies can punt this product, but it's not the best thing for you because, like you said, there's side effects.
Yes.
And I find it so interesting that you're talking about a product that doesn't have side effects, but more importantly, it's going to build up your immune system in the process of using it.
Yes.
So factors like that, coming into that perspective, that's a different perspective on health. And I think the opportunity that you guys have here is the re-education.
Yes.
Re-educating people here to think differently about it. So I don't know if you want to go down, you started talking about it now, thinking out the box. But my question to you guys is, how do you start to recondition people's thinking? How do you go down into it so that they start to question when they visit someone, and not to point fingers at doctors, how does the average person go, I want to be healthy, okay, I know I might be feeling sick now, but you said prevention is better than cure. What are the steps they need to take to start going, you know what, this is the way you think about it, this is the way you approach it? Anything you want to say on that point?
Yeah, I don't think actively we need to do that. I think what's going on with the current, let's say, in society,
Yeah.
with cancer being more generally in every family and having more issues. Let's take COVID, for instance. I think COVID moved the whole market and people's mindsets of, I actually need to do more because there wasn't answers yet. And that actually triggered them in thinking out of the box or being introduced or open to new methods or new type of meds. So I think society and life as we know it currently actually forces us to go into that route, because sicknesses and disease are more common than ever, I feel. So I don't think we need to actually actively pursue people and changing their minds. I think that's happening, and that's happening to such a degree. We just need to keep up.
Yeah.
And when they're starting asking questions, we just need to get out. Listen, guys, but here is an alternative, or here is an answer for what you're struggling with, without damaging something or making any issues. So I think the whole market, and I've seen this when I started about 7-8 years ago. I saw this, the possibility of the whole market moving to a new dimension. And about God's grace and in giving us the insight into that, we moved, and we actually meeting that market. We're already on that path, and where the market turns, we just catch them there.
Absolutely.
And that not means we catch the market. It actually means the people at that turning point, what they need, because we've been preparing for the last 6 years, we can actually meet their needs already. And we're not just realizing, oh, wow, we've got a problem. Let's start developing, where we know trials and everything take up to 7 years for new medication to be developed and safely applied. We actually jumped that thing, and we were able to, when that started with COVID, we had, like this, few products available that actually gave us amazing results in patients not losing life, not losing loved ones, and just recovering properly.
For sure. No, it's a great angle at which you referred to that now. But to maybe add to that, these days less is more. And if you think about what are some of the greatest concerns for patients and people in general, if you talk the public sector. I mean, if you look at patients these days, some people have lost loved ones in the time of COVID, in COVID. A lot of people lost their jobs. So some breadwinners lost their jobs or died. That's very unfortunate, but it did happen. And we cannot deny the pressure that the lockdown, I'm talking globally, has had on not just medicine world, every sector of the market. And if you think about how people were losing contact with reality and having to resort to their own study, personal study. Now we joke about it, but we talk about the Google doctors. Everybody's going to the internet, and they will come to you and say, I want this because the internet says that. So suddenly we've got the Bible of medicine being the internet. And there's such a lot of information that are useful, but then there's a lot of jargon. There's a lot of interpretation and myths. But I think the critical thing to think about when you think about health, as you mentioned it just now, Doctor, with this factor of thinking out of the box for the way forward, is to get patients to take products that will not leave them away from their job for more than a day or a week. So people need, they're talking about more public holidays coming and less work hours, because stress is the major killer in this world. The silent killer is not just cholesterol and whatever else you can mention in these times, blood pressure, because of stress. And people's lifestyle and what they eat and don't eat, and water they take or they don't take, or sleep they get or they don't get, and exercise that they do or they don't do. You have to think about the fact that your food cannot supply what you need on a daily basis. And we need to start priming our patients, and in this matter of coaching patients, is to give them a new way of looking at lifestyle, not just lifestyle change and then go back and revert back to what you knew when you start feeling better. No, it's to maintain a healthy lifestyle where you do look after your body, mind, and soul. It's just how it is. Now, to think about this, where our product does not contain, I don't know if I can mention this, but I'll mention it. None of our products contain alcohol. None of our products contain corticosteroids, so there's no thinning of the epithelial or the mucous linings in the mouth and the nose. Our product does not contain more than enough sugar, so the diabetics can't take this product. All diabetics can take our product. Our product does not contain chlorhexidine, for instance, in the mouthwash or the throat spray, which means that there's no discoloration of the teeth and there's no local anesthetic in any of our products. So as a matter of fact, if you can take a product from day one, even when you're not sick, and you know that there's going to be no sedation, no heart palpitation, no drowsiness, and no nervous system effect, you can easily assume then it doesn't work. But that's not how our product works. Our product is safe, unique, and effective, and can be used on a daily basis. And now people will not even have the luxury of just booking off with the doctor on sick leave. Unfortunately, I have to break this news to you. Now we've got a product that you can safely take at work and have a productive day. Study, work, have fun, and possibly even take it with your alcohol or not. But yeah, I think it's an answer, because people want less interference in their daily lives and be able to stay committed to their daily chores and responsibilities and provide for their families and themselves. And health is the way to start. That's it. Fact.
I agree.
I think that put it sort of in a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell, that was brilliant. I think I was looking for like a layman term, because initially you guys started off and I'm like, okay, there's a couple of things here that I'm not understanding.
Yeah.
But I think you summed it up beautifully, especially for employers.
Yes. Yes, and if you think about it, what products can you take these days? And not bashing any companies. I mean, that's a fact. I will
This
never.
isn't part of the stuff. No.
Yeah.
This is just him talking.
This is just me
No,
talking.
look, we'll
What's this
give
now,
you,
Club?
Yeah.
we'll give you the recording, and we'll give you the recording, and we'll give you the stuff that we picked up and you guys can decide what you're going to use.
Yeah.
Good.
I think just one last thing I want to mention. It could just be me on the
Yeah,
recording.
go for it.
But there's very little products out there. I mean, think for yourself. When you're sick and you take medicine, how many medicines have you taken where you actually felt worse in the first 3-4 days before even starting to feel remotely better? This is where this product is just absolutely mind-blowing and safe in sport. So it means that there's no hormonal imbalance or, a boost of this or that nature. There's nothing out of line when it comes to taking this product to have optimum life in abundance.
So you guys should be writing there on this packaging. Can be used while operating heavy machinery. Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I can, but also we must be careful. I said proudly South African purely because I'm proud it's being manufactured in South Africa, but then somebody asked me the other day, where does it say it on your packaging? In the Doenie. Ek dink jy moet sekere compliance hê om proudly South African. So ek dink ons moet that one we just have to cut. I'm proud of it being a South African product,
But it's
not a proudly South African
brand,
product
the
because
product,
we do not comply to some of the
being manufactured in the
expectations. So.
Okay, cool. Is there anything you wanna ask?
Ja, kan ek nou loop?
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Yes, dankie.
That was
Thanks,
long.